My name is Ashley Leonardelli. I'm a psychology major with a double minor in Spanish and social justice, and my emphasis is in prejudice and discrimination. And so as part of that minor, I had the amazing opportunity to travel to Tanzania this past January for 3 weeks, which is a country on the eastern border of Africa. And the whole purpose of the trip was to sort of analyze the gender differences between our country and there, and also to see what activists are doing in their country to solve the social problems that they have. So it was a really, really enlightening, amazing experience. I guess the biggest reason I chose to study abroad was because I'm really interested in other cultures and in getting a global perspective for myself. I think it's really important, especially someone like me who wants to be a therapist. I think it's crucial that I understand how cultural differences and demographic differences affect a person's life and their experiences, and sort of understand how that might affect the kind of help that they need. So that was probably my biggest reason for choosing to do this trip, but it benefited me in ways beyond just my academic and professional career. I think that my study abroad experience was so successful because I went into it with an open mind, and I was willing to just take on any experience regardless of how intimidating it seemed at the beginning, which there were definitely many of those. But I just told myself that this was a different culture, that there are very different ways to live life, and I just wanted to see what perspectives the Tanzanian people had on life and on their culture. So I think that that was really helpful in my ability to understand where they were coming from, see what's important to them in their culture, and enjoy the experiences that they were willing to share with me while I was there. So my two biggest tips for anyone who wants to do a study abroad trip are to understand why it is that you want to travel, and also to maintain an open mind while you're traveling. I think it's important to know why you want to travel, because that impacts the trip that you go on, the kind of experiences you're going to have, and what you're going to get out of the experience when you go. And I think it's important to maintain an open mind because depending on where you go, you're going to encounter a very, very different culture. And it's easy to take a Western perspective and view those things as strange or weird or judge them negatively because of it. But if you maintain an open mind, you can understand where the people are coming from and why their culture is the way it is. And you're going to gain a lot more from the experience if you can take that perspective to it. My favorite part of my study abroad to Tanzania was definitely the church service we went to one of the first few days we were there. Not only did we get to see the service, but we also got to see how they make the jewelry in the baskets that they sell to make money. We got to have an amazing lunch with them, and we also got to visit some local villagers at their homes, which was incredible. I think what affected me most about that experience was it was so evident how selfless, how resilient, and how strong of a faith these people had. I mean, by American standards, these people are considered incredibly poor, and yet they were so willing to give us anything off their backs and serve us and provide for us, and they were happy to give us these gifts. And as far as my future plans, after graduation, I am going to be going to Costa Rica, where I will be interning with a shelter that houses women who have been saved from the sex trafficking industry. My main job will be to teach them business skills and offer mental health counseling and those sorts of things, but I'll also be working in the daycare and helping out with daily tasks at the shelter. And then when I return, I will be going to graduate school to pursue my PhD in counseling psych, and my ultimate career goal will be to work with victims of intimate partner violence and sexual abuse who are from minority populations and don't necessarily have the services that they need at the moment. I definitely think that traveling will always be an important part of my career because of those goals. Okay. Once again, this is Ashley Leonardelli from the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh, and I strongly encourage all of you to explore your options for traveling abroad.